everyone? Darkside Phil here, and welcome to the weekend preview for January 27th, 2013. And it's been an interesting week. A lot of fun stuff's been going on, so I want to talk a little bit about that with a quick recap of everything that I've been up to, and then tell you everything I'm going to be working on this coming week, because it is another interesting week. We're going to have the continuation of some longer games that I've been playing. We're going to have a new DLC that I think a lot of people are interested in seeing. So we're going to have a lot of fun stuff, okay? But just to recap, this past week, I first started out my week by basically completing Devil May Cry and doing the Hateful Truth review of Devil May Cry here on the King of Hate Vlogs. So this was Hateful Truth where I fully brought back the old style reviews, meaning it was a transitioning between video footage, actual audio from the game. The video clips were that were in it were direct references to what I was talking about in the review. So it was kind of half and half. It was more of, it had the original content of my older Hateful Truth reviews with all the video footage, but it also had me sitting here talking a lot about the game, and it was actually under 20 minutes long. That's right. I actually did a Hateful Truth that wasn't like a half hour long. And that's really going to be my goal in the future as I do these Hateful Truth reviews. Try to condense the amount of information into a shorter time period, but still give you all the information while giving you pertinent video clips during the review. I really think that's ideally what's going to make the review series a better series. So, released that earlier in the week, and then during the course of the week, I was going with two different playthroughs. One was my retro replay of Grand Theft Auto 4. And I've been playing that all week, really enjoying the game, enjoying playing it again, re-immersing myself in it. I actually haven't played the game since my original playthrough that I did way back when the game was new, but I wasn't filming back then. So for me to jump back in and experience the game again is a hell of a lot of fun. And I also am liking the fact that I'm playing these games over a longer period of time. It really lets me the gameplay sinks in, and I'm not getting burnt out. If I were just playing one game, like if I was just playing Grand Theft Auto all day, I'd probably get burnt out from it. But because I'm only playing a couple hours a day of it, I'm actually refreshed every day when I go back to it, and I look forward to going back to it. So we had that going on, while at the same time, we had a new release this week. Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, a Japanese RPG with artwork and cutscenes from Studio Ghibli, or Ghibli, however you say it, and I'm really enjoying that as well. Now, just to recap where I am right now, as of today, I believe I'm a little bit more than halfway through Grand Theft Auto 4, and I am just about at the last, if you really look at the last video today that I uploaded in Kuni, I think I'm about probably 40 to 45% through the game, and that's great. What I'm looking to do this next week is to continue both of these playthroughs and try to beat both of those games by, not this Tuesday, but a week from Tuesday. Because a week from this Tuesday, we've got two major releases that everyone wants to see, Dead Space 3 and Sly 4. So really my goal is to be playing a little bit of each of these games every day until I beat them, and hopefully I'll be able to beat them by that time, okay? If, by the way, I don't beat those games by that time, by no means does it mean that I'm going to try to rush and finish them. I'm going to be playing at my own pace like I've been doing, and maybe they'll resume after the new releases are done, etc., etc., or we'll see. But we're getting there, and there's good, positive progress. In addition to that, John Rambo was here on Friday, to film a new edition of Smart Guys, and we also did our Royal Rumble simulation matches where we simulated everything that happened at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view that's actually taking place tonight, and I'll be checking that out. Little bit of disappointment for some people, because during the Royal Rumble, unfortunately, I had to play a character, okay? I had to play as Dolph Ziggler. Now, what people don't understand is that we do things for a reason. I had to play in the Rumble because if you don't play in the Rumble, you can't choose the order of participants. And we needed Dolph Ziggler to be #1 because he is going to be #1 at the Royal Rumble. So we actually did it for authenticity. But then I was forced to play as Ziggler. And I said, well, here's the problem. If I play as him and I don't play legitimately, then it's like he's going to stand there like an AI dummy and get his ass beat, and that's not going to be fun for anyone. So I played as him, and it ends up he was in the final two, but he didn't win the Rumble. I thought it was actually a really entertaining outcome, and then I see people saying, oh, why are you still playing the Rumble? He ruined it. Well, don't blame me. Blame THQ, who, by the way, now went bankrupt this past week and will no longer be making the WWE games, but it was their choice to force a human to pick a character and have to play as that character in order to choose the order that they entered the Rumble. I didn't want to. I actually didn't want to play, but I had to, and I said I can't just let him stand there and get eliminated like an AI robot. That would be not legit. So it is what it is. So we did those simulations on Saturday, and besides that, this week, I'm trying to think of what else I did vlog-wise. Oh, that's right, big news. So if you weren't around yesterday, you didn't check out the video that I put out yesterday, my channel update, big news. The poll is now open for you to vote on the next retro replay, okay? After Grand Theft Auto 4 continues, and after I'm done with the new releases that are coming out, I want to start a new retro replay. There's a poll for 7 different games, and you can vote on which ones you want to see me play first, okay? Now, the poll, you can vote multiple times, so you can vote for multiple games. Right now, overwhelmingly, it is Metal Gear Solid 4 that is in the lead. So I'm telling you right now, if you don't want to see me play Metal Gear Solid 4 next on my retro replay series, you need to get your butt over to thekingofhate.com, and you need to vote for the other games that you want to see me play out of the selections there, okay? I think second place right now is Resident Evil Director's Cut, but it's actually a couple hundred votes behind. I'm not sure because I actually haven't checked it in a couple hours, and so many people are voting that the votes are jumping frequently. But I'm just warning you, if you don't want to see Metal Gear Solid 4, you have to head over there and vote for the game you do want to see me play next on Retro Replay, okay? So if you want a full explanation as to why I chose the games that I did as the selections, watch the channel update that I put out yesterday, okay? If you just want to vote, I'll actually probably put a link in the description of this video of where to go to vote. I need your votes. Over the next several weeks, we're going to accumulate all those votes, and then once Grand Theft Auto 4 is done, and I'm not busy with new releases, we're going to start up whatever game wins that poll, okay? Alright, so that was this past week in a nutshell. A lot of stuff happened. Unfortunately, I do want to mention I did kind of wrench my back a little bit. What happened this week is that the weather here in New England turned to bitter, bitter cold for this area. And it's actually record lows for this area in a lot of cases. And apparently it's affected my back because my back started hurting a heck of a lot more. And I ended up having to take off Wednesday of this past week to relax my back. And I know a lot of people were disappointed that there was a day off like that. But a lot of people also had a chance to catch up on stuff they weren't watching, like Grand Theft Auto 4, etc. So there wasn't too much complaining about it, but unfortunately sometimes this stuff happens and I do have to take a day off. I am happy to announce that although it is kind of touch and go, meaning every day is different, some days I wake up and it's worse, some days I wake up and it's better. Today's actually a better day. I'm not in as much pain. I haven't had as much problems with like numbness and stuff in my leg. That's what happens unfortunately when the disc shifts. So it's feeling a little bit better. I'm hoping that over the next couple weeks it'll feel a lot better, okay? Alright, so now let's talk about this week. What can you expect this week here on the King of Hate Vlogs and for gameplay on DSP Gaming? Well, on the King of Hate Vlogs, we're going to have a variety of stuff. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to do a DSP Tries It that is going to be interesting for people who are interested in gaming controllers, and not just the standard one, but ones that you might buy in a store. You know, they say, oh, this is a gamer special edition controller, you know, and you think, oh, it's really good. Well, I think you're going to want to see this DSP Tries It tomorrow, because this controller unfortunately didn't turn out to be what I thought it was going to be, okay? So that's going to be tomorrow. Tuesday we're going to, unfortunately there won't be a release day unboxing because there is no retail release this week. So Tuesday I'll probably throw something in there, whether it's gaming on the go, or I review another iPad app, or maybe I'll do something else. There's definitely going to be something coming out at least every other day this week here on the King of Hate Vlogs. We're going to have another Smart Guys this weekend, wrestling commentary with John Rambo. So there's going to be content here over the course of the week. I just really got to hammer into my head what exactly it's going to be. And also I am still working on ideas for my new series. Like I said, I did want to start a series where I talk about things from back in the day. Maybe I'll actually sit down this week and think about what I want to do for that and actually film one of those this week. I'm not positive. The gaming news series I'm interested in doing. In fact, there's been a lot of stuff going on with gaming news these past several weeks that's really interesting. But again, I've been trying to think, how should I do it? Would it be funny just to have me sitting here at the couch like this and maybe have gaming news things up here like to my left and I superimpose it with video editing? Or would it be maybe a green screen? I actually have a green screen that maybe I could, I don't know where I could hang it. That's the problem with this condo. I really don't have a lot of space to do that kind of stuff. So I'm still bouncing stuff around in my head, but I am still working on that series, and I am planning on possibly having that series come out in the next several weeks or month, if possible. But just to let you know the status of all that, okay? Alright, long hair. Gameplay-wise on DSP Gaming, what can you expect? Well, we're going to be continuing the Grand Theft Auto and Ni no Kuni playthroughs on Monday. On Tuesday, now if it comes out in time, because usually it does, but there's going to be a new DLC for Black Ops 2. It is going to be new multiplayer maps and new zombie maps. What I'd like to know from you is, what would you like to see first? Would you like to see me try out the zombie maps with the same people who I played the zombie gameplay with last year when, remember the transit map that we did, and we actually played it for a couple days on launch week? Would you like to see us attempt the new zombie map? Because, by the way, the new zombie map this time around, you get to play both as humans and zombies. So there's actually some variety in the gameplay where it's not just the traditional zombie stuff. They're really trying to mix it up and make it original. Would you like to see that first on Tuesday, or would you rather see me try out the new online maps for Black Ops 2? Because what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to pair it off. I might do Tuesday, we'll do online gameplay of the new maps, and pair that with either Ni no Kuni or Grand Theft Auto, or maybe I'll do a little bit of everything. Maybe I'll do some online gameplay, a little bit of Ni no Kuni, and a little bit of Grand Theft Auto, okay? On Wednesday, if that's what I choose to do on Tuesday, I'll probably do a lot of gameplay of the zombie maps with those people, Coruchado, Aaron Lord, and P-Dog. We'll probably do that maybe Wednesday, and then we'll pair it off with some other gameplay. And so it's going to be a tasting of the maps. Depending on if I really like the new maps and I like the new zombie gameplay, there may be more of it this week, there may be less, but I'm definitely going to be checking it out. I just don't know how much or to what extent, okay? And then once I've tried all that out and we've gotten through it, then I'm going to go back to Grand Theft Auto and Ni no Kuni continuing. And like I said, my real goal here is to hopefully beat those games by Monday, not this Monday tomorrow, but the Monday a week from Monday at the latest, so that way I can have them done and move on to the new content. But if not, they'll go on hold for a little bit until I can finally get the chance to beat them after the new releases of next week, okay? The last thing I want to talk about is John Rambo will be here again this weekend. It's not sure yet if he's going to be here on Friday or Saturday. It's not set in stone yet. But he is going to be here supposedly for Smart Guys and also for co-op gameplay. Now this week is a week where we don't have something 100% set in stone what we're going to do. I tossed around the idea on Twitter earlier this week about John and I doing a co-op playthrough of The Cave, which is a new game from the same people who brought you Brutal Legend and Psychonauts. But what I ended up getting were people were saying, Phil, you might not want to do that. Apparently there's a rumor that people playing The Cave, their gameplay is getting taken down. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I think that people are blowing this out of proportion because I think it's made by Sega or published by Sega. And Sega recently started taking down everyone's videos of, I think it was Shining something, some old role-playing game series from the 90s. They started doing copyright claims and shit for this because they have a new game coming out apparently. And it's completely overblown, and obviously they shouldn't be doing it. So I think some people are like, oh, just don't play any Sega games because it's a protest. Well, personally, I haven't had any of my videos taken down, so for me, I have nothing to protest right now. Now, other people are saying, well, it's too much of a risk because what if they do? Because they are taking down some videos, maybe they'll start taking down more. Well, I just played Anarchy Reigns a couple weeks ago, which was published by Sega, and I didn't have any problems with my gameplay of that. So I don't know what's really going on, let's put it that way. I'm not sure what the heck is going on with that, but that's an idea that we tossed around. But I actually have one or two other ideas for things that I think people would be very interested in seeing John and I do. I'm not going to spoil them, but I think John and I will talk about it probably over the course of the week, and then depending on what we decide on Saturday, it's going to be fun. So you're going to have some fun co-op gameplay here on Saturday. By the way, I do know that last week John and I actually did indie games. We actually renewed our indie game series on Xbox Live. People seemed to love it, okay? The views were high. The feedback was great. People were like, we love this. Do more indie games. Well, this may be an ongoing thing that John and I do. But it might not be limited to Xbox. I actually heard that there's an indie game kind of deal on the PlayStation Network. I'm not sure if that's true. And then obviously Steam is huge for indie games. So we may be investigating many, many indie games in the future. But I don't want to do it every week because then it would be like, it's going to get stale and tired. So we may be doing something like that again for co-op in the near future, okay? Outside of all that, there's a couple possibilities. Things that are kind of like leftovers, okay? So let me explain. Every year around this time I do a PlayStation Home walkthrough where I go on PlayStation Home on my PlayStation 3 and I check it out and I see if anything changed in the past year, what's going on. In addition, the Metal Gear Rising Revengeance demo is now available. People have been asking me, am I going to play it? The bottom line is this. I'm interested in doing those things, but I'm also in the middle of 2 playthroughs, and this is what I mean. Like, it's not like the old days where I would just play the hell out of everything and put out 7,000 videos in one day. So, if I'm going to be doing this new style where I'm doing 2 ongoing playthroughs, where do you have time to really play these other demos? If I'm already uploading 12 videos of Ni no Kuni, 10 videos of the Grand Theft Auto, now what's going to happen if I upload another 8 videos of a demo? Is it going to be too much, and then people are going to start unsubbing again, you know? And I do want to mention that because that's a major positive for me that I do want to explain. Since I've instituted the changes here to DSP Gaming, starting, I think it was January 10th, when originally I instituted the changes, and I'm uploading less, and I have these ongoing playthroughs, I have not lost subs at all. And what I mean by that is, traditionally what would happen to me, and this is unfortunate, I'd start playing a game, people would be like, wow, this is great, he's playing a new game, and I get a whole bunch of new subs. And then over the course of the week, those subs would be like, oh, he uploads too many videos, and every day I would see less, I lost subs, I lost subs, I lost subs, I lost subs. So it would always be like, huge lump, loss, 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 loss. Huge lump, loss, 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 loss. But since January 10th, when I instituted these changes, every single day I've seen positive subscription growth. And a lot of people say, Phil, it's so funny because your channel has so many views, but so few subs compared to other YouTubers who have similar views, okay? And the bottom line is, a lot of people just never sub to me, or they sub and then end up unsubbing because of the amount of videos I used to upload. It seems like this is changing, and you might actually get to see the subs grow over the course of 2013, which would be great. And not that it's a major deal, not that it means anything, but the bottom line is, YouTube seems to judge YouTube channels based off of subs. Just recently they had that rewards contest where if you had 100,000 subs, they consider you one of their biggest YouTubers, and they sent you a bag and a gift card. Well, what if I didn't have 100,000 subs? You know what I mean? And even in the sidebar and things, when people see related videos, those videos not only are based on views, but also on subs to those channels. So it's ridiculous the way that subscription seems to drive so much on YouTube. But the bottom line is, it's been a very positive thing for me ever since these changes. I'm having fun. Regardless of views or anything that's going on, I'm having fun. I'm more relaxed. So I really like these changes, and we're going to push forward with them. The last thing I want to talk about is that at the end of this week at some point, there's a possibility I'm going to appear on the renewal of the KingOfHate.com podcast. Now what this is that some forum members from my website, thekingofhate.com, got together last year and they were doing an ongoing podcast, but over time it kind of fell off. I guess there were technical difficulties and they couldn't get consistent guests and hosts, and the podcast basically fell into obscurity and they stopped doing it. Well, I guess what they're saying is they're going to renew it this week, and if they do, I may be a guest and I may be talking with some of my forum members in this podcast. So I'll have more information on that as the week progresses. If it does happen, which I think I'm hoping it will, I'll definitely be talking to everyone about it, showing you how you can listen to it, etc., etc., okay? So that's it for the week in preview. We got a week full of new content yet again. We're mixing it up with ongoing JRPG footage, with a retro replay game that everyone wants to see, with a new DLC that everyone wants to see with Black Ops 2. There's going to be a lot of new content. So thanks a lot for watching the week in preview. I will see you here on the King of Hate vlogs for new vlog style videos, and over on DSP Gaming for new gaming daily. New gameplay daily, sorry. Thanks a lot. Peace out. I'll see you later.